Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about directing and strengthening our inner focus and consciousness by every day setting the intention of strengthening one's own inner being and awareness, consciousness, observation skills, perception. The more you breathe, observe, meditate, but also not only sit empty in meditation, to contemplate certain thoughts and sensations and senses of will impulses, but not letting them affect you, but observe them coming and going within our being. Because when we do sit still, when we do take our time to get to know ourselves through our own observational abilities, we get to know ourselves. Who we are, what our body is, what is lurking deep within our own being, and so on. And the more you get to know yourself, the less scary it becomes. It is, of course, all about having fortitude, inner courage, the strength to actually sit within our body, our being. Remember, our body is but an extension, a sheath for our ego to reside within until we pass. And it is about how much we can deepen ourselves, strengthen, and also, broaden and widening our wisdom, our knowledge for the world, the variations of life, the many, many different forms and shapes, and, there are a lot of things in life we truly can become wondrous and curious and have a certain love for it, It is important to have this devotional feeling when we do this sort of work. Because if we have feelings that might, be less than balanced, it might affect our development in a sense that might make it a little more difficult if we are to be mild about it. But it is really about holding this dedication and these values, these morals, and stick to them and not let ourselves be swayed because something in outer life proved something to us or something, or something similar like that. We do not go outside and go looking for things to prove things wrong. That is a pessimistic and a cynical viewpoint of life. When we know better, there are good beings on this planet. There are good peeps. There are good human beings that truly is more an extension of the higher hierarchy than they are puppets of the lower beings. You see? When I say puppets of the lower beings, I mean constantly being bombarded and affected by these beings and allowing oneself to be taken by those will impulses and act upon them. Of course, there are not that many that does that. We do have an inner control yet. So the more we get to meditate and to become aware of our own inner being, the more you get to strengthen yourself within your own being so that you can actually study and observe these things. But it requires also a little creativity and imagination so that you can begin shaping and forming the right concepts and the right frame around how we see the cosmos, the world, and so on. It is about what we as individuals find out about and what fits into what we have experienced, how we see things, what is behind everything, and truly be precise, as precise and as meticulous about it as possible. I certainly do not. I certainly do wish it to be as, accurate as I can have it. Obviously, and that is why I constantly practice, constantly dedicate myself to this work. The more I do it, the better I become, and that is also why I keep an active stream out to the world to keep my creativity active and flowing, and at the same time giving inspiration and insight to the world, because I myself also gain inspiration, insight, and an understanding for what I speak about by speaking about it. The more I do it, the more I put things into perspective. So I also grow on all of this, and it is about being brave, having the bravery to be creative in the world, to be an active voice, to be a voice for, well, spirituality, spiritual development, practices, and values, you know? And it should be enjoyable. It should be enjoyable to do this work, not a chore. If it is a chore, it is missing something. If it is enjoyable, it is love, It can't be, it has to be built over time. It has to truly be grown into this love, this gratitude, this reverence, devotion. And the more you, well, immerse yourself in these feelings of love, the more you, well, prepare your body and work on your body to be able to hold even more of it, to be able to hold it stably, to hold it consciously and, concretely, so that it is a reality, something that you almost can, that is almost palpable, that can almost be touched, It's like an extension of your whole being. It is, it is a hand from the heart almost. And it is about tapping into these wonderful, inclusive, and loving, compassionate feelings. And that has to be sustained actively. No one can give it to you. No one can force you to say, go love people, go love the world, be grateful. So, no, you can't. You have to slowly build yourself into it. And remember, there are many, many, many voices in our being that is constantly telling us otherwise. These voices are harmonic, and they wish us to stay in place, stay stagnant, stay fearful. That is Ahriman, the fearmonger. And he is in the underworld, sieving up his tentacles of fear and doubt and, ridicule. But by truly having, devotion, dedication, and taking this seriously, and being grateful for what you have in the moment, you do counteract Ahriman. And by wishing to be conscious, awake, aware within your body, seeing from your eyes, sensing from all your senses, thinking with your thoughts and feeling with your feelings, you counteract Lucifer's impulses to distract you away from what's important, distract you away from this earth, from your life, from your center. You are the center of your life. And Lucifer wants you to make that trivial. Well, Ahriman does too, but in a different way. He wants you to be part of the group soul. He just wants you to remove that individuality altogether. Lucifer is a super egotist, on the other hand. But they are more closely similar to each other than we like ourselves to believe. They kind of belong to each other. The one cannot affect us without the other. That is the pendulum swing. So if the world and we are a little too Ahrimanic in a period of time, then the pendulum swing will swing over to the Ahrimanic, and we will get now to the Luciferic, and we will get a Luciferic clapback. That is That is, for example, what happened in, let's say, in the 60s, the hippie times. That is when Lucifer fully just blew out and fully show himself for a moment. And then Ahriman clapped back and it got suppressed again. That was the pendulum swing of the 60s. And, then Lucifer reacted again and we got the disco era. And Ahriman reacted again and then down with the disco. These two are constantly in between each other. For us to hold them in balance as a conscious, awake, aware, loving, nurturing, and compassionate human being. Despite having all of this turmoil and turbulence and misunderstandings and disdains and hatreds and all of this, you stick to the love, no matter what. The heart, the guidance, listening within our own inner being. Yeah. And as I said, through meditation, through actually enjoying meditation, more or less you cannot live without it. When I say meditation, I mean being aware of your breathing and aware of this present moment, sitting here right now. In your center, feel everything, every single thing from down to your toe and up to your top of your head. And just sitting. It is about getting to be grateful for the moment. It is a practice, It is something you grow into. And from this gratitude and the center of this silence of gratitude, you will slowly be inspired over your development. Inspired. You get from higher beings an inspiration. That is what it means. So you connect your own inner powers to the higher beings so they can guide you directly instead of indirectly coming and going through numbers, going through situations and synchronicities, and they will directly communicate with you instead. That is a much more preferable way of doing it, but they speak in every conceivable way, from our feelings, from our thoughts, but they don't like to speak to us in the way we speak right now, because it is so limiting. They rather show us huge tableaus and imaginations and gigantic movies instead, because that shows infinitely more amounts of information, you see? So better be imaginative in that regard instead. And that is where they connect. And that is what I will leave you with today. Beautiful morning, beautiful world. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for you being individual and for you dedicating yourself to the free cause, having a free, chosen, spiritual inner life that you cultivate yourself, watering that flower, letting it grow to the heights of the hierarchy, letting the love bloom and the green vitality of life flow through your whole being. And may your nervous system be as strong as ever, and let you have the flexibility and mobility to be able to, use it to any area of study and focus. And may you be stable, strong, and sturdy within your own inner physical being, and at the same time be aware of your etheric, astral, and ego. That I will leave you with. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, the higher hierarchy, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your unique, beautiful path that also helps in, participating in the whole, in this earth development for the future, spiritualizing this earth, making it, more spiritual, not so dense anymore, making it more understanding, making it more, bearable and warm. That is what we work towards. And it is a dedication. It is a cause, you know. And we have many, many lifetimes. And it is all about having the bravery to stand for that, you know, to live from that. The bravery. Because we do feel fear. We do feel nervousness. We do feel. But it is about overcoming it. Standing strong. Standing strong in the devotion. And the devotion is your beautiful, faithful shield, you know. And yeah, see you later. I love you, my beautiful, beautiful sibling and fellow spiritual esoteric scholar. May you find more and deeper truths. Thank you. Goodbye.